How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG, Vinco Ventures. Of course, ended up seeing some strong moves in price action on the Friday, but it did end up having a pullback, just like many other stocks. So many are coming in with the questions. Do you think that the momentum is going to continue going into next week and in regards to starting on Monday? Well, here's the update video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support and we also want to know resistance. When we can have a good idea of what the price action is really looking like, we can come up with a game plan to actually be successful when it comes to this play. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, have institutions been loading up on shares? We know how extremely volatile this play is, and we know institutions are also getting involved in the action as well as far as how it moves and collecting profits. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as going over some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $10.35, being down 4.34%. On the low, it tested $10.25, and then on the high, testing $11.70. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 83.28 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at just under 200 million. So even though we did have some below average volume on the day, this was of no surprise, especially going into the Friday and so on. So the chart we're using is the 1-year daily chart. When we take a look at the RSI down below, yes, it has been in the overbought territory for quite a bit of time here, but we can see it's right at 76.39. When we take a look at our chart, of course, we have momentum above all of our moving averages, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And as you can see, support levels are just getting better and better for BBIG. We had support here right around this $7 area, this $8 area, also around this $9 area, and now we're holding up the $10 area quite well. We knew how volatile the markets were also on the Friday, but towards the end of the day, and we were able to hold up closing at 1035. So as far as going into Monday, are we going to have increasing levels of support? Is this going to be continuing? Hey, I'm going to be looking forward to it, because what I want to see is we did close at 1035, so if we can build off of this 1035 level, it's definitely looking really good. I'd love to see us being able to actually use $11 as support as the week progresses. That would be the most preferable situation, so we can continue to see those moves to the upside. But one thing to keep in mind, we did end up getting to a high of $11.70 on the Friday, and due to the fact this was a volatile day, just imagine if the market conditions were just a little bit better, then we could have easily gotten to this $12 range and then making some further moves from there. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. So as we scroll down further on the page, short shares availability is at 150,000, updated 13 minutes ago, and the short borrow fee rate is at 146.02%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 8th, it was at 53.27. The close for the 9th, it was at 52.81. But the close for the 10th, which was a Friday that just passed, it was at 35.04. That is quite the difference there. But one thing that we can still see clearly, there's a lot of short squeeze potential left in BBIG, and shorts were covering their position on the Friday. But keep in mind, this is not over as of yet. I can see the volatility continuing, and as well as the strength in price action, especially when we take a look at the short borrow fees being well over 140%. Keep this on your watch list. Keep it on your radar. Can't wait to see what Monday looks like. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So you can see here on the inflow, it's at 230, and then on the outflow, it's at 235. So we ended up having a outflow day, but not a big difference whatsoever. So on the large, for the inflow side, we had 5.54. On the medium, we had 174. And then on the small, we had 50.54. When we take a look at the outflow side, on the large, we had 5.20. And then on the medium, we had 179. And then on the small, we had 51.24. And when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for September the 10th, which was on the Friday that just passed, we ended up having a surplus of 340.19. And they're just taking the difference from what we had as far as for the large scale orders on the inflow side compared to the outflow side. So what we see clearly, there are many institutions who were loading up on shares on the Friday, and we also had many who were selling out. But one thing I do know for a fact, the momentum is going to continue because there is demand. If there wasn't no demand whatsoever, institutions would not be loading up on shares. And due to the fact that they are loading up and it is surpassing the outflow orders, is something we need to continue to keep an eye on, and it's why you have to keep this play on your radar. The price action is crazy, and we are seeing that it is performing quite well despite the fact we've had quite a choppy week. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, this play is an easy money maker so far. What we have seen, especially taking a look at the chart, we are seeing increasing levels of support, and this is something you want to look for because this tells you we are going in the right direction. We have a really nice trend that is going. It wasn't too long ago when I was telling you, hey, look out for areas of hold up at $7, $8, the $9 range, even up to $10. So that just continues to change. And the fact that we were able to close above 10 bucks sets us up really well going into Monday. And I know you guys also saw in the after hours, it was seeing even more momentum. Keep it on your radar. When we went on Fintel, of course, the numbers, it blows my mind. We can see for the short borrow fee rate, it is well over 140%. So the fact that it's 140%, you can imagine anyone who's going to be shorting BBIG is definitely paying a hefty fee. And it's part of the reasons why we end up having strong moves in price action when it comes to this play. When we take a look at the short volume ratio, we could also see, hey, you know what? It's actually decreasing. But even being in that 30% range, it still gives it that short squeeze potential combined with the short borrow fees that I just spoke about. And it's part of the reason why the momentum inside of this play is going to continue. And institutions are also getting involved, loading up on shares because they see even more upside. So just taking a look at all of these factors that we just discussed is part of the reasons why I love this play, and many people have been able to be profitable with it, especially inside of the Discord and for myself. And also, we also had a choppy week in the markets, and then on top of that, the Friday, there was a lot of selling off, but BBIG continued to show strength, and this is what you want to see when it comes to a great play like this. Now, as far as anyone that wants to go in with a long-term investment for this play, then I would do some homework and as well as some due diligence and find out if that's going to be the right decision for you. For myself, I love trading off the momentum, and it's very clear that there's a lot of traders that are doing exactly the same. So as far as what you want to do, you got to find a strategy that works best for you. It wasn't too long ago, earlier in the week, I was talking about, someone left a comment saying, hey, yeah, I played this play a couple times. I'm done with it. I don't have the time to keep on watching it. And that's completely understandable because the price action is very quick, and you got to be attentive if you're going to be going into this play and you have short-term goals. So with all that said, I'm looking forward to seeing how Monday and the rest of the week turns out. And of course, I'm going to keep you guys updated on the price action because I know many of you are always coming with those questions. Did you see BBIG? What's the update? What's going on? What's the game plan? And you know I got you guys covered. You know this is not financial advice as well. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.